Oh, welcome to table 58. T58.
Welcome to T58. Yeah.
Woo!
A coffee shop chat with a name slapped on it. We branded it.
We did. It's a
Yeah.
good brand. Wait till people get to see it, actually. Wait, what do you call it? I love our branding. It's more will be revealed. We'll save that for later.
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, I'm welcome to Table 58. I'm Sarah. This is Marissa. This is Marissa. We're both very, very sober. We do follow a program that you can find information about in the About section, depending on what platform you're watching this on, in the About section and maybe in the description as well. But we're not here representing any particular organisation or anything. This is just us getting together, having a chat, because we can't do it in person because we live thousands of miles away.
And we like to talk.
Fourth, and we like to talk. 4,229 miles to be precise.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I
Yeah.
thought it was more. Just
Uh,
4,000
well,
teensy.
it might be a little bit, it might be another 30 miles on top of that, but I don't think it is. If you swing that, it's actually really hard to find that out online. Like a straight line that's not a car journey or anything. But anyway,
Yep.
but yeah, we're, we can't go for a coffee. So this is us just having a coffee, basically, meeting up, having an informal chat. We're not in a role or anything. If you want to contact us, you can do at pods@table58.org. And for an audio only version, subscribe to us on Telegram, which is t.me/table58. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are, we're over the moon that you're here.
Full moon.
It's full moon. It is, yeah, full moon.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yep. And May Day in my part of the world. It's a big day.
yeah.
And there's
Things,
going to be two full moons in this month. So the second one, I think, is called the blue moon, if I'm not wrong. I could be, but I think, so what's going to happen this whole month is the energy is going to be able to kind of, I don't know that pressurize is the word, but maximize between the moons. So it should be as we track these 6 weeks, we might find May to be quite revealing. We'll see. I'm a moon person. I definitely work with the moon, so.
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about the moon and the moon and the sun with masculine, feminine, but maybe we do that in a minute.
How about if we start with Mark?
Yeah, let's start with
Want to
Mark.
read?
Yep.
Fun.
So this was from Mark Nepo. Oh, what's the name of the book? What's the name of the book?
The Book of Awakening, having the life you want and being present to the life you have.
Thank you. Forget that. So this was for April the
I was
30th.
so proud. The little things.
This one was called, which we both really like this one. So it's for April the 30th, a couple of days ago, and it's called One Constant Arrival. And the quote is from Basho, who was a Japanese poet in the 1600s. I looked it up.
This quote is full.
Whether drifting through life on a boat or climbing towards old age leading a horse, each day is a journey and the journey itself is home. And then Mark writes, 12 years ago, as my journey through cancer was beginning, my grandmother was dying. I didn't know I had cancer, but I believe she knew she was dying. I could tell because when I'd visit her in Kingsbrook Medical Centre in Brooklyn, she would sit on the edge of her bed and peer off into some distance she alone could see. She was 94, and I had the feeling that she was imagining the other shore the way she did when she was 10, crossing the Atlantic on a crowded steamship that was trudging through the huge waves. Life for her was one endless immigration, one constant arrival in a new land. Perhaps this is why I'm a poet, because immigration is in my blood. Perhaps this is why I understand the world of experience as one vast ocean we never stop crossing, even at death. I'm asking you to imagine the life of your spirit on earth as such an immigration, as one constant arrival in a new land. Given this, we must accept that no matter the shore before us, the swell and toss of the sea never ends. When brought to the crest of a swell, we can see as far as eternity, and the soul has its perspective. But when in the belly of those waves, we are, each of us, for the moment, lost. The life of the soul on earth has us bobbing on a raft of flesh, in and out of view of eternity, and the work of the inner pilgrim is to keep eternity in our heart, our mind's eye, when dropped in the belly of our days. And his little practice is: sit quietly and imagine yourself bobbing safely on the ocean of experience we never stop crossing. Breathe deeply and imagine each day is a wave. Enter your own rhythms and feel what kind of wave today is. If today is cresting, look about you and take in all that you can see of life. If today is a belly of a day, acknowledge the hardships you're facing. Breathe slowly and remember that another crest is coming. Bring to man the last rising, remembering what that enabled you to see. Yeah. So for me, it was like the first thing was just that image, the image of the wave. It's so he's such a visual writer. He's a brilliant writer, isn't he? But yeah, like, you know, when you're up on the wave, you can see, you get perspective and everything, and that when you're down, you can't see anything but the wave. You know, you might be able to see a bit of sky above, but you can't see. You have no space, no room. You're just like literally in the wave.
Yeah, this reading, I was like, whoa. But so a couple of themes here popped up for me. One time has, if I were to ask you, where's your home? What do you consider home?
Right now, easy, straight away answer is this bit of land on which I live. But this is the first time I've ever considered anywhere home, a place home. It's always been in me or in my bag. You know, it's like me and my bag. That's home.
It's so cool because you really kind of have a grasp of this quote than you have sort of your whole life. And this, whether drifting through life on a boat or climbing toward old edge leading a horse. So whatever part of the journey I'm on, if I'm in the chilling, more relaxed one, feet back, maybe I got a pole, fishing pole, bringing in a few. Uh, or if I'm like on the climb upward on a horse. Imagine you're talking about the imagery. This is this Bashu that you explained to us who it was. But I mean, each day is the journey and itself the home. So when I was in college, one of my close friends was an international student who was a citizen of Colombia, but was born in Costa Rica, raised there for a teensy bit of time, but then the majority of her life raised in Costa Rica, then is in Minneapolis as an international student there. And one of our conversations when she was graduating, I was like, how does this feel? Like, what are you doing next? And like, what is this like? And she's like, was really perplexed over the concept of home and not knowing where her home was, and really in deep sorrow over this unrecognition. And oh my God, gosh, I was so perplexed by it. I observed it and watched her and was like, something's bigger off here. But I don't get it. I don't know what it is, because I was asking myself the same question. What do I consider home? And it was like I was getting more and more estranged from the concept of that it was this house that I grew up in. Because home to me means comfort. But I didn't know how to connect those things when I was 20. I just knew it felt really, watching her was really difficult because I could understand what the struggle was, but I couldn't understand how the struggle. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, what a big one. That's in a big category for me. And here it's explained to us. But this thing, I just find it so interesting about this endless immigration. This really, we talk about this in AA. The word here is used trudging. And this thing in my 4.5 years that I'm starting to see through the Mark captures in this immigration story, but the ocean and the waves as you talk about, but really starting the ritual. Somebody was speaking in I went to an in-person AA meeting last week, and the woman who was the speaker said that the word spirituality has the words ritual in it. And I was like, whoa! I hadn't ever like made that click. I've been talking about rituals for a while because it became clear to me in working through what's outlined to me in the steps that it is a ritual process. It is, we are in the belly of the wave. We are on the crest of the wave. We're supposed to work through these cycles. Imagine how unexciting life would be, frankly. And I know that you get it because one of the first things you said when you got here was, I was drinking and I basically felt like I didn't have anything else to learn anymore. And suddenly you learn about your home. Basically, right? Your spirit, God. So I think this like writing here, and then the last sentence, the life of the soul on earth has us bobbing on a raft of flesh. My sponsor talks to me about this. We talk about it, that we have to have the human experience, the flesh, in order to get to the soul, in order to be reminded of our spirituality and that we're always there. So the life of the soul on the earth is a bobbing on a raft of flesh, in and out of view of eternity, like you talked about the little hole you can see at the top. Okay, woo! And the work of the inner pilgrim is to keep the work. Oh, I'm being guided too. Of the inner pilgrim, we know it, we're walking. Well, I was talking about this in the big book, my favorite page right now, that says basically our call, basically what we're just asked to do is keep our head in the clouds, basically aligned with spirit, and our feet on the ground with our fellows, which is exactly where we're supposed to be. Mark tells us the inner pilgrim, that's my work, to keep eternity in our heart and mind's eye when dropped in the belly of the day. So don't sit there and ride with that belly and be like, oh, that's self-seeking, self-pity, and deceit that I pray every morning to be removed of. And telling you, step 6 that we talked about last week, I've had it on my mind that you're like, what's the big deal though, really? Like all it says is this, and I'm like, but it's the whole deal. It means you commit to the step of this one big thing at a time, little action that ultimately leads to your neurological healing. Because you're de-escalating things and it's hard as hell. It's,
Yeah.
it is so hard. It's not just what I said with words, This thing he's talking about is a really nice description.
Yeah, this I just got to read this because there's so many what you just said in it. It's the daily reflection for May the 1st, for yesterday. Uh, so there's a bit, but the title of it is Healing Heart and Mind. And the bit, I'll just read the bit that jumped out to me. Is the first thing. Since since it's true that God comes to me through people, I can see that by keeping people at a distance, I also keep God at a distance. God is nearer to me than I think, and I can experience him by loving people and allowing people to love me. But I can neither love nor be loved if I allow my secrets to get in the way. And I'm like thinking, same with the step 6, like character defects. But yeah, well, what's the big deal? Of course I want my character defects to God to take them away. Of course I do. Just have them, God. That's it. It's an easy step. But and on the kind of surface of it, as you really, as I'm really getting into this, there are my secret, and I'm reading that on May the 1st, thinking, well, yeah, I'm allowing myself to get close to people, and I can neither love or be loved if I allow my secrets to get in the way. So I'm kind of thinking, I haven't got any secrets. Anybody can know anything. It's fine. But I have got a secret. They're not secrets. It's not a secret like here's something really shameful that I've done or whatever. It's a secret like this stuff that I think about that I don't tell anybody,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
nobody. And but it's
Did you get
just
to thinking about that last week when you brought the tin foil up stuff?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got to thinking, oh, I think she just realized something. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on with that. Um, but yeah, so there's all that kind of, how I see the world. Um, I haven't found anybody who sees it like I do. And I don't, I'm nervous of even talking about it in front of people because just for fear of, right from the book, like I think like episode 1 or 2 of that we did of this, I was talking of, I can remember talking about fear of being misunderstood is, that's one. Um,
Yeah, that was a big
and,
episode.
and but I have those kind of secrets. I have things, and my heart is still very, very, very guarded. I am but some things I'm not private about. I'll share, things, but some things I'm really private about, and I don't share them with anybody. I don't open. My heart isn't open, you know. Uh, yeah. So there is a there is a lot to and willingness. I've got the you know yeah just
Yeah, you hold on to a lot of things.
yeah.
I wonder, have you considered I like the difference between choosing not to tell and keeping a secret? It's interesting.
Excusing yes, I have considered that just this morning actually, because there's definitely a lot of times where I don't say anything because I don't think it's helpful to anybody for me to say it at that in that time. So I'll, no, I'm not going to say that one.
I don't know where you're going, but for the general public and for Marissa and what I've learned and been guided by in general, and I know that you're going deeper than this, but I do think this is an important thing that I spent time thinking that I needed to speak and communicate to be understood, to prove what I'm up to, but that verbalizing it and or maybe over explaining it and jumping in, what I'm well, just what I'm saying to show that I demonstrate my capacity of holding this knowledge and or what I thought. But I realized this is just, and I was taught this by my first sponsor and continue to be taught this kind of that it's not like spoke if you're spoken to, but the message sort of is I'm here to observer. I'm an observer. I'm a participator, coming fully as I am, but I do want to hear all your thoughts on the world. It doesn't matter if I think what my goal isn't to think something about them, it's to learn more about you. Once we can click into that, and trust, like you're telling me this doesn't mean you're going to run off and believe like that's we're talking, we're just exploring thoughts, we're exploring our dimensionality, the freedom in that. But yeah, people will, my first sponsor told me in the beginning with the way I communicate with spirit, she's like, do not tell anybody in AA this stuff. They're going to tell you you're crazy, they're going to tell you you're nuts, And like, and I didn't know what she meant. I had one other person say to me, they're like, you are really at a higher level of understanding on the spiritual stuff. Like, and I'm like, they're like, do you know what that, like, these are things that most people don't understand. And the message to me was, because I was like, why are you saying this to me? It's not helpful information. It's just an opinion that you have about something based off of what? Really? How many people do you like just, and also why are we defining something based off of, doesn't matter. But anyway, that's how I start to go, which is irrelevant to this. But my point was, where do you really think that you're coming up with that? And he just simply had said, I want you to be aware of this because you're teaching people. So I'm sharing this with you, but not everybody may understand this. So to you, it seems so simple and easy to understand, but just I'm giving you some awareness. I'm like, oh, that's helpful. That is helpful. I love that kind of shit. That's why it's nice to talk to you.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of why we started doing this in the first place. This particular thing was to, because like in the context of a meeting, we don't talk about there's certain things that you don't talk about. You don't talk about world affairs and things specifically to be able to keep to, there's a good rigidity to fellowship in Alcoholics Anonymous, which is what we both are very, very passionate about, the program. So there's kind of there's rules for that have been laid down, that how we kind of commune with each other when we're in that space. And one of the things was that I wanted to know was, when do I get to ask questions? And I thought it was with my sponsor, and I know now it is with my my sponsor is where I get to ask questions. But like, this isn't an AA meeting. I'm just kind of in I'm kind of thinking about it. I've just kind of prayed before we started. Just don't let me say anything that you don't want me to say. Yeah, you tell me what you want me to say. Yeah, it's incoming. Brace yourself.
Well, I'm listening. Another one of Mark's readings brought up love again, or love. Oh, I think it was actually a daily thought for the day that love got brought up again, and you started reflecting a little bit on, I think, just diving into a couple more days of like what you're kind of understanding potentially about the word love, or how your understanding of love is.
Well, on for that thing, yeah, I'm still.
As long as we're talking about hard topics. Are we at a budge there? Just checking. Oh, good. Did you roll your eyes?
No, I looked up for inspiration. I looked up for. I'm just kind of thinking, fuck, are we doing that one?
No, we don't have to. I wouldn't be sad about it either. You want to hear a funny story instead?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is funny. Yeah, sometimes I get in my zone. Plus, okay, I work at a university and next weekend's graduation, and there have been a lot of events going on. It's the last full week of school, so not only now are students starting finals next week, which meant a variety of end of year celebrations the past 2 weeks, and then also they need to move out of their residence halls and or to their location. So there's a lot of responsibility for students right now going on. Anyway, well, we had this party yesterday, a college party that's during the day, 1 to 4. It's on our campus. There's like a bouncy house, and you can make your own baseball cap, and they have like make your own stuffed animals, which were kind of cute, and different stuff to put on your face, all these things. So food trucks, music, And so what Naima decided, my daughter decided she wanted to come on over with a friend of hers because they would go to a different campus and they're celebrating the Kentucky Derby. It's called Derby Days, and that's today. And somehow their room became the place to be tomorrow. They didn't know it was going to happen. They did not ask for this. They're not even like that. So it's actually really funny because they're sophomores at the end of their year too at the same university. So they've gotten to know people by now. And it's kind of a joke, but suddenly there's like 50 people that are supposedly coming to their house. I am a dean of student affairs. So I know what this could look like. I know so I'm like, listen, these are the things that really to be like caution. They're talking about having an overflow room and whose room that is. I'm like, and they're not big party people, so it's cute because it's going to be just like a really fun time. Like they do have a couple drinks, but you're doing this in the dorms, so you can't. And you really can't be having alcohol out like that. And the fake ID thing doesn't work. They know how old you are. You're at the university.
Yeah.
Like students don't think like that, you know? So I'm like, listen, here's the gig. So they were getting hungry. It was 8 o'clock. They decided to come over to where I work to construct decorations for their place for this party today. And so anyway, it was great because there's this after dark thing that goes on. Now we move the party indoors, the party, and have like glow lights and it's some like photo booths and all this stuff is good. DJs blaring, foods out, things like this. And the girls though are like, they haven't eaten. So they send me over. Here's the point of the story. Thanks for all staying with me this long. Marissa gets asked to go try to find some food. There was a doubleheader softball game going on. I had been doing some other duties related to the residence halls and clothing drives and things like this. And so I had seen that it looked like some people had a hot dog because I passed the field when I learned about that doubleheader. So I was like, yes, I think I can find us some hot dogs. 45 minutes later, I'm in that neck of the woods, ready to do the hot dog thing. I'm FaceTiming. I got my shades on. I mean, I'm carrying boxes and everything around, right? Everything's dropped off, shades on, FaceTiming. I'm just down to tape and a couple posters. And I see the table. It's within distance. It looks like it's hopeful that there will be food. And I walk up to the table, and I see a crock pot with shredded turkey, or it ends up it is, chips, all the stuff. I'm like, oh, good. Pull out my 20, and the lady goes, oh, no, this is our tailgate. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's their tailgating party that I walked up to trying to buy some food from them as if they were the concession stand. And she's like, no, it's fine. Honestly, I'm like, I'm not taking your tailgating food, really. She's like, no, really, we have this much left over. And she goes, if you wanted, you could make a donation to the women's softball team. I said, well, I'm the assistant dean of student affairs, so I've spent plenty of time donating around here. And she goes, oh, this is great. Take as many as you want. Help the students, But I'm like, oh my God. I went and decided to just do that. It was great. You meet new people when you do things like this. And I got to thinking to myself, you just walk up to places like you know exactly what's going to happen. And it's nothing of the sorts. You could have just maybe taken the Sarah approach, not say as much, watch and be like, well, this looks like crock pots and chips. But the thing is this, it's a small institution. It was behind the bleacher. It's not a big bleachers. It's one section and it was the table set up and it's kind of like a concession stand sort of, which we don't really have. So that seemed logical to me. I will have to say that.
Yeah, yeah. So what came straight into my mind then was uh when you said about and I can't remember if it was on here last week or in another way we interact, but you're talking about masculine feminine energy, and you were saying that you use a lot of masculine energy, so that uh the story then of right, you do on a mission, ding, bing,
Yes.
already in action, already in the flow, and then this thing just happens. And probably I would have been, well, I don't know what I would have
What would
been.
you have done if I walked up to you and your family's meal and tried to buy one of your sandwiches, like as if it was there for me to buy from? I was like, wow, that's really like all about you, lady.
What would I have done? I would probably have given you the food, but I might have had to fight my dad for it because he's very possessive about food. But yeah, like that. So when you were talking about that that difference in energy and stuff, I was immediately thought about the sun and the moon. And the sun, for me, for me, the sun is like masculine energy, definitely, and the moon is feminine energy. That the man and like I do think we have both. You know, we all have both. But interestingly enough, I think that when we live on our own, we have to, you know, when we live on our own, so we haven't got a, some other human who's uh, there with us 24/7 kind of thing or involved, then we kind of take both on. So the traditional male role of being the provider and getting things done and kind of if you look at like a family, the man is the one who um, outwardly values merit and everything. The the mother is the more like socialist kind of everybody gets the same, all equal. You know, all the kids, you love all the kids equally. It doesn't matter what their abilities are or how they're performing or anything. And um, the guy is more like pushing, but the man is the one who ultimately has the responsibility. And when you'd like, we're both very, in some ways, we're really, really similar characters, which is in like in a certain context. I'll just speak for me, but I'll get the job done. Also, being hyper observant, I'm like a sponge. I can just take fucking everything in, you know, or most of what's going on. I've got tabs on everything. I can see the route forward. I know when to make decisions, push forward, and then I'll do it. Do, get job done. And the whole kind of the softer, gentler, feminine nature is sometimes doesn't come out. You know, I do in interactions with other people, but for me and myself, that what I'm kind of just talking about. You know, taking some time for ourselves. That the thing of getting the right. This, and this. Is that somebody sneezing? Somebody sneeze then.
It's my cats. They're going crazy. First night was over here in the chair. You'll see it when you do he's like flipping around doing these. I'm sure it's the, who knows, when we do this, they do that, or the full moon, but
Yeah.
it's the cats.
I think it's the cats in the litter tray that you can hear on the audio sometimes. Isn't it?
That's
Your
what
end.
you hear. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't notice so much. Um, this is interesting. This is interesting. And it's also making me think about love again. Sorry, back there.
I don't mind talking about love. Talking about love is fine. The action, the act
Are
of
you
it.
sure? You got all choked up. I gotta
Yeah,
here.
see, I did. I like literally choked on it. What was it? What was it in the reflection? Oh, where have I just read it somewhere? But
Mark Nepple.
oh, I know where I just read it. For something else. Um, yeah, John. John 3. John 1 John 3:18. Dear children, do let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Yeah. It's the
I,
yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
It's the walking the walk part of it. I can talk forever and a day about love and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it and everything, but uh actually the action of loving outwardly, fine, no problem with that whatsoever, but actually but receiving love, I've still yeah, but
You mind if I reflect a little on this for a second and just my week and Mr. Machado and love? And that quote, will you read it one more time for just please? Do you have the Bible verse?
dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth.
Yeah. And this is kind of, I guess I see the thread of it's not, it's not the need to verbalize. Of course, if it's needed and God speaking to and through me and or someone asks but otherwise really observing and then being with the people. So so my ex-husband, we've been divorced for a while now, like more than 10 years. And we've maintained a family union. Together we have one child. He has kids from another marriage. And we also have an age difference. He's 26 years older than me. So I was gonna say his age. I don't care if people know how old I am. Anyway, he's 75. And he's experienced what appears to be it doesn't appear to be. If it's not this, I don't know what it would be. Alzheimer's or dementia, one of the two. And so this week, what happened is that this became more clear, and I was able to go and help with a couple of things that needed alignment. He doesn't have family here. His parents have passed away. He has siblings alive, but I mean, it's basically his two other kids are my age, and then our daughter, who's 20 and a college student, which is all that she's responsible for being today. So what did happen though this first time is he is a very gregarious human and he's the star of the show and center stage, and he's the person that will tell you like this is what one of the things that just drew me to him. He has that gregarious nature and he just shows up. But the penalty of that is that nobody else is in sight for him. That's his contact. So what's happened though, the importance of that is that was a thread that's so deep for him and like was very deep for our relationship, because it was part of, I do believe, maybe a mental something that was occurring his whole life, which is like becoming more clear to me possibly because we just anyway, the point is we are here. We've known it. First he got Bell's palsy a couple years ago. Then a year ago he got diagnosed with nocturnal epilepsy when he was waking up with seizures. And we've known that his memory was shifting, but we thought maybe it was because of those epileptic seizures. And now what happened is that he also isn't like, I've also seen things that have declined, like his caring about self-care. He always would shower and wear cologne and really gave a damn about this shit. And being clean, that's dwindled. This plant that we had he really cared about this hibiscus plant from when Gary died. That plant's been alive for 15 years and it died this year. Like he would have never let that happen. I can go on and on and on. Well, what happens is he also found himself being served papers for his house going into pre-foreclosure because somehow one of the automatic payments must have gotten dropped when he's not able to track and make decisions. So what he did is he approved to have a little less than $10,000 taken out of his checking account. He made some big decisions. And what happens is we were able to make a few phone calls, work together, get certain things aligned. But as the result of it also, when I was going back to work after one of the afternoons helping out for a couple hours, he called me, and this will happen every now and then that I get this, Antonio, but this is the first time it's gone this way. He said to me, how did I do this? Why would I do something like this? Why would I ever approve to have this amount of money taken out of a checking account? Why would I ever choose to pay my full amount on this thing? Why would I ever choose? Why did I do these things? And he said, my mom had this. And he goes, I'm going to probably have to end up living in a home. And anyway, we really had a hard but good conversation. Mostly I was like, let's just stay in today. And we know, he's like, I don't know what's coming next because there's still things that had to happen. He didn't, why are we at the bank? What do we need to ask? Why do we need to make this phone call? While we're doing, like, he just couldn't. And that's the truth. And then I looked at his bank account and like all the overdraft charges because of these things. So I'm like, I don't even know, it looks like maybe it was, I don't even, maybe we'll have to start leaving some cash around or something. I don't know. We're at a new level. I also set up a doctor's appointment. But, and then that's led to several conversations with his other two kids, a lot of calls, a lot of conversations around, okay, we see that we're here. And this is the kind of love too that we talk about, that you're talking about, where I've been pulled aside by a couple people and family members, because Antonio and I have stayed as a unified front, even though we knew that the marriage of sorts wasn't, he didn't want to do it, it's not that, it's just it couldn't stay that way for me. And we did try really hard, but when I just do this thing that Mark talks about, as I see that it's 9:08, where's Mark? It's trudging the road, but basically talking about when I'm just being willing to consider this ritual, the spirituality part, and that the wave and the bellow and the crest are integrated pieces of life to count on, to use as a measure of community building, of ritual base, to find the people around you as strength, as opposed to this, why does this always happen to me? Nothing ever goes good. I've read this article that people don't make it who stay in relationships. I've read this article that says as if you leave a relationship for happiness, 98% of those fail. I was like, why? If I focus on me, I don't even want to hear that shit anymore. Like, I'm over it, to be honest with you, because we set ourselves up to fail and then we quit fucking trying and we blame it on somebody else. And we say, well, if you don't, then I'm not. Instead of like coming forward being like, what do we do? What do we do together? And I trust you. Like, I have to stop doing the things. And I know it because I've been doing it for the past 4 years. It's going back to the beginning of this. It's hard. I have to stop doing the things, especially when I'm the most angry, especially when I'm the most sad. That's when I want to lash out. And stop doing those things, or stop doing the behavior that I know hurts someone else, even if it's with one eye open, even if I'm barely touching the surface of an outreach, but doing it counts. And I think we're so egotistical, and we're just like so willing to like not take responsibility for our parts. And I don't think we're like trained, but like the veil's been removed. I know the truth, and like I'm sitting here almost like, this sounds ridiculous, but like I need us all to see this. Like, we're a community. We don't need to be sitting here fighting. Like, and if you're not aligned with the person you're around, it's okay to have adult conversations. I mean, I just am like, knock it off over protecting person's problem to like not be able to have a hard conversation that gives you freedom. Like, I just sit and watch people in agony, and I'm so grateful that I'm not living that life. I'm just so grateful. And I'm watching students around me and thinking about how they just like follow and see you like as a hero, as a person they look up to, and how serious it matters that we take it seriously. Because in what this program taught me anyway, like how to find humility in myself so that I give a damn enough to do step 6. Because that's when I stopped hurting other people, because I was willing to say, oh, yeah, I need to stop doing that, and commit to that and get on the ritual of spirituality, which really meant dive deeper into me, something's identified. Let me do some work. Just let me do some work. It doesn't mean let me find the problem. Let me this. Let me just do some work, which sounds like, yeah, I'm over the work. Okay, no, it just means let me live in the days, not deciding what anything is or isn't, and not putting things. Stop all that. Just be in the go by the feel, head to heart kind of stuff, and live in that. Why did you smile?
Because I remembered the song lyric I remembered the opening line of a song that I started writing and never finished it, and it was the line is I came here by feel.
I want to hear it. They're creating emotion. What is it rising up for you?
See, automatically I've gone like that
I
around my
know.
belly.
I did stop
Hold
doing
that,
that on
hold that.
purpose because I used to. So yeah, why is it creating emotion?
It's now gone to my mind. I'm trying to work it all out.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to go there.
Heart. I don't know I don't know what's so fucking scary about it.
Do your inventory. You'll figure out. The less I try to figure stuff out, just keep letting the days stack up. You're doing the thing. You are. It'll
Yeah.
be revealed, and it won't even be
Yeah.
like scary. It'll just start to get it. It just happens. It just does. And you're gonna have 1 year.
Yeah. Not far
Uh,
away. What are we on now? 2nd of May.
yeah. How many days? 23.
23 days. Yeah.
Holy. Okay, everybody, get ready for the party.
Yeah. It will be a year and then I will be officially into uncharted territory. I'll never
You
have
got to
been.
speak at the mix at 6.
Is that what you have to do?
You don't have to, but I would strongly, if you were okay with it, the people that, yes, that's where you go. It makes at 60.
Okay. Yeah. Up for doing that.
I will say something. I mean, somebody has to say something. I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I would if you were comfortable.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable.
Oh, fun. Okay, good. All the things to talk about.
The thing of
We got to wrap.
speaking on, on Zoom meetings now doesn't scare me when it used to petrify me. So I'm just holding that uh, as an example of other things that I can do which scare me, which don't necessarily have to, or it's like a just just throw myself in it then. That's the next thing I have to do, maybe.
Okay, let's wrap it up,
Okay.
kids.
All righty.
Everybody can sit and think about love and think about if anybody wants to. Imagining yourself bobbing safely on the ocean of experience we never stopped crossing. You could do all that. All right, it's been a good talk.
Yeah, you ready?
Meet you on the other side, kids.